Everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So, after submitting the third iteration of their lawsuit in Pennsylvania, Judge Brand basically spanked Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani with a dismissal and a just scathing opinion describing his contempt, it seems, for Trump's waste of the court's time and such a joke of a filing. So the judge also dismissed the case with prejudice, which means they can't file a fourth joke of a lawsuit. And it's important to note, because there's a lot of people talking about this and they're saying, well, yeah, this is an Obama era judge. Of course he did that. No, this judge was appointed during the Obama administration. That is true. But Obama allowed Pennsylvania Republican Senator Pat Toomey to essentially choose the judge for him. And this judge is a Federalist Society judge. And the Federalist Society, if you're not familiar with them, that is a uber conservative group. So this guy is as conservative as conservatives can possibly be. He is not a Democrat. So that is just so fake, and they're just trying to use it as an excuse. But as part of Judge Brand's 37-page rebuke of Trump and their case, he wrote that Trump's legal team wanted him to throw out millions of votes based on, quote, strained legal arguments without merit and speculative accusations. He went on to say, quote, in the United States of America, this cannot justify the disenfranchisement of a single voter, let alone all the voters of its sixth most populated state. So remember here, this is what they're asking for. They had two people who say that they were not allowed, two Republicans who say that they were not allowed to come in and cure their ballot. And so when they say cure their ballot, that's the term for people being allowed to come in and remedy and fix any errors that may have existed on their ballot. So some areas allowed that, some areas didn't. These two people allege that they were never contacted, they were never called in to cure their ballots and the errors that they contained. So their case was essentially that because those two people weren't allowed to cure their ballot and therefore they weren't essentially allowed to vote, all ballots should be thrown out. Literally millions of ballots should be thrown out. That was their ridiculous argument. This judge rightfully said that's insane. Even if you put those two ballots in the mix, he didn't say this, I'm saying this, even if you considered those two people's ballots, even if they were allowed to come in and cure their ballot, 2 votes is not going to make up for the, 80-some thousand I think we're at in Pennsylvania. I might be getting my states mixed up, but Biden is ahead by a lot. So what is that going to even do? So Judge Brand even likened Trump's legal arguments to, quote, Frankenstein's monster. And after the judge's ruling, Senator Toomey, who I mentioned, he's the Pennsylvania Republican senator, he issued a statement acknowledging Biden's win and saying that Trump had, quote, exhausted all plausible legal options. However, other Republicans apparently have no shame. Congressman Mike Kelly filed his own ridiculous lawsuit after Brand issued this ruling. He's also trying to prevent the certification of the election results in that state, in Pennsylvania. And now Trump received the right to appeal Judge Brand's decision. So we'll see how that goes. I believe they had just through today to submit a brief. But what you're not going to see in any of these filings, including this new brief that they're filing with the appeals court, or in any transcripts of any court appearances by Trump's legal team, is the mention of fraud. Because attorneys know they can't go into a court and lie. So they've purposely left allegations of fraud out of their filings and have even had to admit that these are not fraud cases. So how is it that all of Trump's supporters still believe that there was fraud, yet literally Rudy Giuliani went into court last week and said, this is not a fraud case. And they've yet to make any actual fraud claims as part of their legal filings. And now there's more drama. Trump is distancing himself from Sidney Powell, the attorney who's been all over the airwaves alleging fraud and claiming that any day now she's going to share the evidence that just blows everything out of the water, just going to blow everyone away. It's going to be so unbelievable. I mean, this was the woman who said she was going to bring the Kraken, and then last week got on TV for a 90-minute press conference with Rudy as his face was melting and just made more allegations. Again, gave no proof. And for anybody out there who's still parroting Trump's asinine lie that you don't release evidence before you go to court, just stop. Just stop. You sound ignorant. Telling the public what evidence you have doesn't suddenly make it inadmissible. It doesn't make it vanish. Why wouldn't you tell people what evidence you have? And why wouldn't you tell the judges that you've gone before what evidence you have? In fact, when you have evidence, you have to provide that evidence to the defense team prior to going to court, prior to the trial. That's what the discovery period is for. I mean, I guess Trump supporters have never watched Rudy Giuliani's favorite trial movie that he talked about last week in his press conference. They talked about this in My Cousin Vinny. So, yeah, you have to provide the other side with your evidence so that they can prepare a defense. You don't just show up on day one and hit everybody with everything and it's completely news to everyone involved. Not the way it works. So just stop. The lies compounded with lies, compounded with ignorance. It just is absolutely ridiculous, absolutely insane. These people they just need to go away. They just need to go away now. So as always, guys, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching and listening. I will talk with you soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.